I love this. A better way to spend a Saturday? I can't think of one. These obstacles are laughably easy for this truck. Now, what you might be curious about right about now is, hey, wait a minute. I'm watching this on TFL Car. That's right. This is one of those rare occasions where we are cross-pollinating. We are taking a truck channel and a car channel and combining them for one awesome video. And why, do you ask, are we doing this? Why are we combining these two things together, which we've never done before? Very simple. It's what you're looking at right now, and it's pretty damn fantastic. Howdy folks, Nathan Adlam here with the Fast Lane Car and the Fast Lane Truck, and we have a special occasion. Toyota went and gave us these two badass TRD Pros to take off-road just this weekend. Now, before we get started, you have to understand that these vehicles are, basically the ones you buy at a Toyota dealership, but that's where things start to change. For instance, this has a 127-inch wheelbase. This baby over here has 17 inches less. Now, this one weighs 200 pounds less than this one. This is 4,400 pounds. Pretty heavy. Now that these vehicles have all this stuff on there, it changes their dimensions to a certain degree, and I'll tell you how. Because normally when you're driving this vehicle, 127-inch wheelbase, and you're going off-road, you have approach and departure angle issues. But by lifting it and by changing the way the vehicle goes over the bumps with articulation, it actually makes it obviously a much more capable off-roader. Same with this one. So that's an important point. These are Nitto terrain grapplers. I actually have very little experience with these types of tires. This is a 265/70R17 on a TRD special wheel, which is pretty good looking. I tend to think that black wheels tend to make the tire look small, but so far the grip has been just tenacious. Now, inside here you can see the reservoir, and then you can also see the shock, TRDs, and they are Bilstein shocks. Good for articulation, good for making everything pillowy soft, and well, so far, grip and articulation have been excellent. We're in the Toyota 4Runners. Lovely interior. It is so much more comfortable, so much more serene. Higher quality materials, better seating, better everything really. This better be the minimum of what Toyota does when they reintroduce the next Tacoma. Bottom line, because the guys they're competing against are building interiors this good and better. Now with that said, in terms of the TRD package, the only thing that's really different on the interior is you have a little TRD knob here, the shifter, and the floor mat says TRD Pro. That's about it. That's okay. I don't really need much personally on the interior to tell me that I'm driving a very special truck. Suspension's been fantastic. These Nitto tires are fantastic. I've never driven a rig with them on before off-road, and so far overall traction's been outstanding. They're very spongy. Sidewalls seem to be very, very beefy because I went over some rock and I looked, and the way it clawed over it kind of at an angle, I was able to see that even the sidewall was just holding up nice and stiff. These babies are 265/70R16s, and it's a BFG. Oh man, I have a lot of experience with these tires, and they've been fantastic for off-roading, and so far traction's been excellent. just as good as the Nitos that are on the Toyota 4Runner Pro. Now, look under here. If you can see this, these are the TRD Bilstein shocks with reservoir. Really beautifully set up, and it's kind of nice when a factory does it because, well, it looks really good. And so far, articulation, spring push, bounce back, everything has been fantastic. Very, very easy so far off-road. I don't think it really helps much with horsepower, but maybe it's quicker with throttle response. I've never been one for beefed up V6 sounds on trucks. This one sounds good, but not great. You know, it does feel really dated in here, but the ride is really good. The BFGs are pretty spongy, and we haven't aired down. We've just left them at factory specs. So between that and these shocks that are definitely more forgiving than they normally would be, the ride has been very smooth. It's even smoother in the 4Runner, and I think it's because that one weighs 200 pounds more and has more of a equal weight distribution front and rear, whereas in this one all the weight's pretty much up front. It's a good truck though. It's a really good off-road truck. Oh my god. So can you see the skid plate now? It's actually pretty neat, and it's cut in such a way to where it's able to vent the front diff, and it is 1/4 of an inch thick, so really good protection there. And we've bounced on a few things so far, haven't even seen a nick on it. Now, unlike the 4Runner, this isn't as fancy schmancy. In fact, this is 1/4 inch thick, so it's thinner. And it's been bounced and hit and slammed really hard, not by us, but by others. And it seems like it's doing a pretty good job, but there are no ventilation slats or anything else for the diff because it sits further back. So it's a very different looking thing, and it certainly has been well used. This doesn't come with the TRD catback system like the Tacoma does, but you know what? It sounds fine. I mean, once again, I'm not a big fan of the V6 sound, and in this case, the power feels pretty good. I wonder, though, if you did put a catback system on here, if it would help performance. I don't feel like I'm any higher than the regular TRD 4Runner. In fact, I feel about the same. What really makes this truck special when you're driving it is the fact you're driving something that's burnt orange, so everybody sees you. Rare for Toyota to be like that, to have flourishes of, you know, here I am. Although it'd be cool to have these like bright yellow or something crazy like that, right? I know what this truck is. I know what it was when they came out with the new 4Runner, and it replaced the FJ basically in terms of its main proper off-road SUV, and it's done a brilliant job at it as well. However, the FJ did have one option this does not have, nor will this ever have: a 6-speed manual transmission. Driving the FJ off-road, fully beefed up with all the TRD stuff and the manual transmission, it was awesome. There were problems. It wasn't easy to see out of. This one's much easier to see out of. It had a compromised position inside the cab because of the way it was built, and backseat comfort wasn't great. Also, getting in and out of the back seat with the clamshell doors was a pain in the neck too. So this vehicle, well, it is much more comfortable all the way around, family friendly. The thing I don't know, and the thing Toyota hasn't answered yet, is whether or not you can get this whole package, the TRD Pro, with the third row seat, and I suspect not. And the reason why I would say no is because that adds weight. And the one thing, despite the fact this thing weighs like, normally it weighs over 4,400 pounds, I'm guessing probably 46 right now, and with me here a little tiny bit more. The point is that you don't want that extra weight, so you don't want that third row in there making this thing even heavier. So rather than have that, I would personally, as a Toyota exec, cancel that out. With that said, I don't know for sure if they will. And besides, you know, how much fun would it be to take all 5 of your kids off-roading with you, right? This is a good truck. No problems off-road. None. It's been laughing at every obstacle. The only time I lost traction was when I went on a corner really fast and I had the rear end locked up, and so obviously both wheels are traveling, it's going to, you know, break loose, and that's exactly what it did, and it was kind of like a stadium truck, and it was pretty damn awesome. This is one of the most capable mid-sized off-road pickups currently built. Will that change with the Chevy Colorado and the GMC Canyon and the new Nissan and other stuff? I hope so. Yeah, that'd be awesome. Now, you know what's funny about this truck is that every single time I drive it, I can only think of one vehicle to compare it with, and that's the Jeep Grand Cherokee. Overall, they're very different vehicles. Jeep has 4-wheel independent suspension, and in many ways the Jeep is really more competitive with the Land Rover, but because this Toyota is such a unique vehicle in its segment, because let's face it, there's only a few real SUVs out there that are, you know, built on top of a frame. This is a unique vehicle and very hard to pigeon toe. I can't, did I say pigeon? I said pigeon toe, didn't I? I said pigeon toe. Pigeonholes. Never mind. See, guys, this is what happens when I don't have quite enough caffeine in the day. But who needs caffeine when you're off-roading? All I need is the love of lifting tires, going over obstacles, and hopefully finding mud, which it's been so hot and dry, I sincerely doubt we're going to be able to do today. Okay, we haven't even scratched the surface with these vehicles. This is one of those things where they gave us something really cool, like gunshots in the background, isn't that awesome? America. And we're able to take them and just do the basics with them, because the hardcore off-roading that I would love to do with these things takes a day or two just to get to. So as it stands, we managed to prove a few things, one of which is that they're fantastic off-road, excellent tire suspension combos, skid plates seem to actually be functional and in some cases look cool. And the bottom line is that they are good vehicles, great vehicles off-road, and I challenge anybody to find a vehicle in this class that's as good coming from the factory. Won't be easy. For the Fast Lane car and the Fast Lane truck, this is Nathan Adlin saying, yo mama! Oh wait, sorry, okay wait. Go to tflcar.com, go to tfltruck.com for news, views, and reviews. We're cool now, right?